Kisug Wisdom, Kisug Kukit, Kisug Kokwayat, Kapiniskish. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are tuning in to this episode of The Wealthy Warriors. I'm your host, Kachuke Teshmiet, also known as Peter White. And I hope you're having an amazing week so far. The reason I like doing these on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays is middle of the week for most people, and it's just a good time to sit back and reflect and to just reflect and chill out and learn. As you know, I'm someone who's always consistently learning every day, and I kind of wanted to talk about something that it's more of I guess it's more of a show. They're also a hip hop group, and this show honestly has just really got me hooked. And there's a reason why this show has got me hooked into it, because when we witness things that move us, that touch us, that make us feel emotional, that make us feel good, there's a reason why we watch these things. Is because we, deep down inside, can see ourselves doing that. We see ourselves within whatever's happening that we're witnessing, and we know deep down inside that that's possible for us. And I've been watching the Wu-Tang, the saga on Disney Plus. And it's just so captivating for me. I just can't get enough of it, because I like Wu-Tang as a group. I like their music, but I have such a new level of respect for them, and I never fully understood their backstory. The TV show. There's a few things that aren't right in it, but the main picture of the TV show has just grasped me in, and I literally I watch it when I'm doing cardio right now. I try to hang out and watch a little bit every night, but some nights I sit there and I binge watch it too much. So and I have obligations as well, like this podcast. So sometimes I can't sit back and relax and watch it. So I just watch it when I'm doing cardio. And the resilience they have is just so amazing. The resilience they have, coming from where they come from, the inner ghetto, living a hard life, these things they have to do. They have to, do certain things in order to put food on the table, to have have a roof over their head, to have clothes on their backs, and the resilience for them to keep moving and growing and pushing after many setbacks. It just makes me feel like damn, that's like me. I see myself in them. I see myself in this story, on everything that I've gone through, and I keep growing through, and I'm gonna grow through in the future, because if life will never stop teaching if you're willing to learn. And I've talked about it countless times before in other podcasts, but get curious with life. Get curious. Ask questions. Be like that little kid. Why? And life will start to change for you. Your quote unquote bad moments will just become obstacles for you to learn from, for you to grow, for you to keep moving forward with life, and even with this podcast that I do, I've had setbacks. Like, as I talked before, I would do it one way. I was recording from my laptop, and there would be times where I wanted to go upload it, and the video would be gone. It wouldn't be saved. So there were sometimes I was recording a podcast 2 or 3 times in a week, on top of everything else that I'm doing. And now, I figured it out. I use my cell phone now, and I just airdrop it to my MacBook. But now I have a new obstacle coming up. I play music on the background of my podcast because I truly feel like music, when you attach certain musics to certain things, they will give something so much more meaning than if there was no music. Music is melody, music is energy. Music can really drastically change your emotion from one thing to another thing. If you listen to or you watch something and it plays one type of music, you're gonna feel a certain way. And then if you watch that same thing and they change the music, you're gonna feel something else as well. It's just, I really enjoy music, and I listen to all types of music. I listen to jazz, I listen to classical, I listen to country, I listen to rap, I listen to R&B, I listen to powwow, I listen to techno. And I listen to all genres of music because I believe that it helps with my creativity. If you're someone who is a creative person, try broadening your horizon with the type of music you listen to. And you'll see that your creativity will expand. You'll grow. And the new obstacle that's coming up with this podcast is on my YouTube channel. I'm paying a subscription for a YouTube channel that says they won't copyright my music or copyright my YouTube videos if I do the proper things, and most times they'll just ask for acknowledgement in the comments below on the song and the artist, and I do that, and then my stuff still gets flagged, and it takes time for me to go through them and do the chain of command that they want me to do to get it unflagged, uncopyrighted, so I can get monetized on this. That was one of my goals this year, was to get monetized. But if I'm always getting flagged, like every week basically, because I put out a weekly podcast, it's just adding resilience. So I went around and I was looking around and I was learning more, and I found this page, and they're called Soundstripe, and it's a decent price per month. I'm gonna try it out and put my feelers out on it, and it's only like $9 a month, but I can also use multiple things through this website for my vlogs as well. So it's like, I know ultimately that if I keep pushing back, if I keep being resilient, it'll pay, and I don't know when, I don't know how long, but eventually it'll pay forward. And that's with anything you do in life. You could be one moment away from your life drastically changing. I could be one podcast episode away from my life drastically changing. I could be one Instagram, one TikTok post away from a drastically new life. And I tell myself that all the time. Hey, you're just one post away. You're one video away. You're one away from your life drastically changing, and you just keep showing up and you just keep knocking on that door of the universe, and the universe is going to eventually answer. And that's why I really, really enjoy this Wu-Tang show. And if you're someone who isn't really into hip-hop, that's okay. I still believe you should really check out this show because of where they come from and everything they have to do to overcome just to get their song to play on the radio. It's mind-boggling, like these things they go through and they keep going through. And I'm not finished the series yet. I just started season 3 now, and it's just got me hooked and captivated. So if you're looking for some motivation, you're looking for something that is going to inspire you other than this podcast, check out the Wu-Tang Saga on Disney Plus. And then I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not being sponsored by Disney Plus, by Wu-Tang. Like, I'm far from that right now, but I just really enjoy it. And that's why I do this podcast, because I truly enjoy sharing my experience with you on what is helping me and has helped me on my life journey as I grow, as I break cycles, as I do new things. And I just really wanted to talk about this episode, this TV show, because it's reminding me to be resilient. It's reminding me to keep pushing forward. It could always be worse than what it is. And we tend to forget that, our lives where we're at, no matter where we're at, it could honestly always be worse, worser, And that's one thing we forget. And we should remind ourselves that it could be worse. Could be, even if things are stacking up against you, it could be even worse than what's stacking up against you. But you're here. You're here for, you're here on this world another day. So be resilient. Keep pushing forward. Be like water. Water is the most powerfulest thing on earth. And without water, nothing grows. But also water can create canyons. They can create, lakes, rivers. They can create whatever gets in its way. It'll create a path through it. And that's how canyons are made, Ultimately, it's just water corroding the earth. If you watch water just steadily drop or pour through something or just run through something, it'll start to eat away at it. It'll start to chip away. And with that resilience, it'll keep breaking down those rocks, moving that dirt, creating whatever it needs to create, that path that's in its way. So start to think about water and be like water. As Bruce Lee says, be water. Become like water. And that's how you're gonna overcome anything that gets in your way. You just have to be resilient. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep putting in the work. And yes, it's not easy all the time. And yes, it's hard. And yes, it sucks sometimes. And yes, you don't want to do it. But it's those times when you don't want to do it, when it's hard, that you grow the most. And that's where you find your true character. You find that grit. You find that strength is when you don't want to do those things. You know, sometimes I don't want to do this podcast because it takes time to sit down and edit and put on and find a topic to talk about, but I keep showing up because all of you who listen to this, I know that the things that I talk about help you. So in order to show my gratitude, I keep showing up for you. Every single one of you that supports me, I can't let you down. I have to keep showing up. I have to keep putting in the work. Because I know there's a bigger picture down the road. So check out the Wu-Tang Saga series on Disney Plus. I guarantee you that you will also find some inspiration in it somewhere, somehow. And be resilient. So with that, I'm going to end this podcast. Sukani for tuning in. Dagas, take care. I will see you next Wednesday. And remember, everything always happens for the right reasons. Take care, all my wealthy warriors.